All right, there you have it, the national anthem here as we begin game number 2 of our doubleheader in just a moment. Jason Sample along with Dre Guinness bringing you play-by-play here, and we had a very exciting game number 1. If you missed it, shame on you. It was a back-and-forth battle, and it looked like the visiting team was ready to end the Tarp Skunks win streak at 6 games, but the Skunks bounced back in the bottom of the 6th inning, scoring 4 runs to take the lead, and the rest is history. They are now the winners of 7 games in a row and trying to make it 8 games now, this game number 2. So, Dre, we looked at the standings here, and the victory really helped them out in the standings. They went from number 4 up to number 2, right?
Yeah, and it's really important that the Tarp Skunks, again, we talked about it in game 1, focus on what they're doing. Batavia with an exhibition game today, they are statistically idle in the standings. Niagara Falls and Niagara Ironback split their doubleheader today. So Niagara, who came in a game out behind Batavia, will finish a game out behind Batavia. However, Jamestown is also tied with Auburn, who's also 1 game out. So with Auburn off today, Batavia being statistically silent, and Niagara Falls already splitting their series. If the Tarp Skunks win today, the complexion of the Western Division and the PGCBL completely changes, with the Tarp Skunks only being a half game out behind the rival Batavia Muck Dogs.
And that rivalry really could heat up then in the final few weeks of this regular season if Jamestown continues to keep its momentum behind them. As you said in the last game, they are one of the hottest teams in the league. Let's talk about right now, if not the hottest. I know that there's some teams in the Eastern Division that never seem to lose, but that's another story for another day. The starting lineup for the Newark Pilots, pretty much the same story as game number 1. Giancamo is going to be the leadoff hitter at center field, number 9. Batting second will be Loyal, the shortstop. Batting third will be Hector, the second baseman. Batting fourth will be Brooks, the catcher. Batting fifth will be Ingram, the third baseman. Batting sixth will be Paletto, the left fielder. Batting 14th is King, the designated hitter. Batting 8th will be Wooten, the first baseman. Wagner will be the extra hitter, batting 9th, and then batting 10th is going to be Brown, the right fielder. And I think Brown might be the only new name we see here in the lineup for game number 2 for the visiting Newark Pilots.
Yeah, that's the only change for the Newark Pilots. Is on the mound for the Pilots is Liam Eshelman. Eshelman coming into this game with a 3 ERA, 1-0 record, 9 innings pitch. He will be opposed by Nick Iannello, who stands on the mound. Iannello has been the Tarp Skunks' best starting pitcher, 5-0 record. It'll be his 9th appearance, 3rd start, 1.17 ERA, and he is set to go to face the top of the order, Nick Giancamo. And the first pitch, taken for a strike, 0-1. And I would expect this to have a much different pace with Iannello on the mound. Likes to work quick, likes to pound the zone. As that one, breaking ball taking something off. 0-2.
Giancamo really looked good last game. He had a triple, a base hit. I think he scored a couple of runs. Really a great leadoff hitter for this team.
As the 0-2 just missing. 2-1 the count. or 1-2 the count. Tarp Skunks win game 1 by a final of 9-8. Their 7th win in a row. As the next pitch comes in, called strike 3, and DiGiacomo couldn't believe it. First out of the ball game, and that's how we get started at 6:38 on the East Coast. 85 degrees at game time.
Cooper Loyal stepping up to the plate now after the first batter was retired, the shortstop.
First pitch. Iannello missing just inside. 1-0.
Loyal also a busy game 1. He was 2 for 3. He also walked and scored 1 run.
And time called as Iannello unable to come up with a pitch he liked. Let's see. I've got him 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Yes.
Okay.
Very impressive game 1. And Iannello kicks and throws that one up high, 2-1.
Yeah, the top half of the lineup for the Newark Pilots in game number 1 looked rather sharp. I think the batter on deck, Hector, may have been only the well, he even had a hit in the 6th inning. I was going to say the only batter of the first 5 batters did not get a hit last game, but no, he even got a hit in the 6th inning.
As Ethan Borchardt goes out to talk to Nick Iannello. Borchardt, the starting catcher. Get you the starting lineups at the bottom of the first inning. Can't tell you Ben Slanker, the new Tarp Skunk. That one's taken for a strike. 2-1 the count to Cooper Loyal. Ben Slanker will get the start in left field. Dumas in center, Bremner in right. There's a foul ball off to the right out of play. And goes 2-2.
And a name familiar with local fans, Branston Lindquist is also in the lineup, not starting at catcher. I believe he's DH.
No, he is behind the dish.
Oh, okay.
It's the always the issue with game 2 is scrambling to get the correct starting
right.
lineups. They're all over the place. Is that one high and in, and the count goes full 3-2.
Well, I should have listened to Sebi Gibb because he came in here and said that Iannello was warming up with Lindquist pregame, so it would make sense that he continues to stay behind the dish once the game starts. So, Sebi, you need to come back up here, bud.
There's a line drive into left field. A base hit, 1 hop to Slanker out in the left. So 1 away, 1 on, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Anthony Hector. Elmira at Geneva, that is going to take place at 5:30 today. Or was supposed to take place, has not apparently gotten underway. Throw it first.
Maybe their internet's down.
Who knows? Maybe they don't have a scorekeeper today. Who knows? Maybe they canceled the game due to heat. Could be one of many things. We don't have the info. We're just guessing.
We're here to speculate.
That's right. That's what we do. 1-0 to the left-handed second baseman for the Pilots. Iannello kicks and throws. Pitch taken for a strike. Runner takes off for second. And the ball flies into center field. Dumas had a little bit of issue picking it up there, but thankfully, Loyal only advancing to second on the stolen base.
Yeah, a bit of a high throw for Lindquist there. I'm not sure he would have had the runner, regardless if it was on point or not. And a really nice jump by Cooper to steal that bag. So now we have a runner in scoring position with just 1 out here in the top of the first inning, with Nick Iannello on the mound for the Skunks.
Iannello with a long look at second and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2 to Hector. Parker Zeisser, the catcher, is on deck. He would hit next. As Noah Brooks drops to 5th in the lineup and is now the extra hitter for the Pilots. time called at the plate.
Hector looking at a 1-2 count here against Iannello. And Iannello's ready to deal.
Foul back toward us and out of play. And we'll do 1-2 all over again. Tarp Skunks will host the Auburn Double Days tomorrow on $2 night. And the pitch. High pop-up, shallow center field. Going back on it is Marshall. He makes the catch. And there are 2 away. That's going to bring up the catcher, Parker Zeisser.
The catcher, number 31, Parker Zeisser.
Yeah, I still had Brooks on my, but I can't imagine him catching 14 innings today, so having Zeitzer in there does make sense.
Yeah. Brooks getting slotted into the 5th spot in the extra hitter at the last minute, by the way, as the first pitch to Zeisser is taken for a strike, 0-1. The original lineup we got had Noah Brooks playing catcher for game 2, and then 2 minutes later, the emergency text came in, and it's 0-1. The pitch. Fly ball into left field. That one's driven well, heading toward the wall, and it ball is off the wall. 1 run will score, sliding into second with a long RBI double is Patrick Zeisser, and the Pilots take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, he really grabbed a hold of that one. I thought for a second it might clear the fence. It did hit the wall out there, and the Choose Live CHQ sign in the outfield, but not quite enough to clear the fence. Got a double out of the deal and an RBI.
Well, and here's Noah Brooks, former Tarp Skunks, who really did some damage to his former team in game 1. Takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, Brooks had a hot bat. He was 2 for 3, had a single and a double, and drove in 2 runs. Also was hit by a pitch in the later stages of the game.
Was that one hacked on and missed? 0-2 the count.
That was a really hard cut by Brooks, too.
Brooks probably the most familiar out of any of the Newark Pilots on how Detrick Park plays. Iannello with an 0-2 count, 2 down, top of the first inning, looking to limit the damage as there's a foul off to the right. And it lands into the stands.
Just about where I sit when I'm not up here broadcasting the game. Enjoy sitting on the visitor side of things. I think most of the action is at first base, so I feel like I get my money's worth.
I have never watched a game from anywhere at Detrick Park other than this seat.
Well, it is the best seat in the house, so you're not missing much.
1-2. Is that one up high to Brooks? It definitely would be. It would be weird. I mean, it was weird yesterday. It definitely would be weird to do that here. Iannello checking the runner at second. Brooks aggressively rocking back and forth in the batter's box, and the pitch. There's a line drive into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Rounding the corner and coming in to score is Zeisser. The throw into second is not in time. And Noah Brooks with another RBI double on the day. It's 2-0 Newark.
Yeah, Brooks did not hesitate when he saw that ball drifting over to right field, and he quickly rounded the base. I thought it might have been, it was rather close at second. Almost got the out there. Nice job getting the ball in to nearly get the out, but nothing doing there. Who was that, Bremner out there?
Yeah.
Really nice job getting it in there. Dave Parker-esque.
As Iannello would have had Brooks caught off second. No one crashing behind him. So 2 runs across on 3 hits already here in the top of the first inning. Newark is a game ball club. And the pitch fouled off.
You mentioned Newark came out of the gates really strong this season too, where they were right near the top of the pack for the first few weeks of the season, but they kind of had fallen off and are now at about 500 level baseball. Maybe they're a game below 500.
There's a lot of talent on this team. It really just comes in a matter of, catching teams when they're ice cold and coming in, or, getting red hot at the right time. And it seems like everything has just kind of cooled off for them over the last 10. So that one up and in. 2-1 to Paletto, the left fielder. As this is not something we're used to seeing, both out of Christian Pensick and Nick Iannello. Pensick struggled in his start. As there's a high fly ball, right center field. Dumas goes over, and it's in and out of his glove. It goes all the way to the wall. Brooks is going to score. Bobbled in the outfield by Dumas, and finally gets it back in. And an RBI, I guess they're going to call that a triple. Even with the bobble out in center field. That's 3-0 Newark.
Yeah, that's interesting. Dumas did a great job tracking the ball down out there. It hit his glove when he was on the run. To me, that's a catch. He dropped it, so it should be, I would score in E8, and they did give him the error. So it is scored in E8.
Well, they're going to give him the hit and the error. And the error was not on the ball going off his glove. The error was on the bobble at the fence.
Interesting.
That allowed Paletto to go to third. So it'll be a double and an error.
Yeah, they do have 4 hits up there on the scoreboard.
And the reason for that is while, yes, the ball went in and out of Dumas's glove, he had to make a long run and make an extraordinary effort to even put the glove on the ball. So now King stands in. Scoreboard shows 3-1. There's a foul off. Out of play to the right side.
2-1 is the count. 2-2, I'm sorry. Nope,
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Yep.
Umpires correcting the scoreboard now, so I think we're just about back where we need to be.
2-1 pitch. Fouled off, 2-2. And Nick Iannello having to put his work in here. See if he can get out of the first inning without giving up any more damage. Runner is at third, 2 down here. Newark already with 3 across. And the pitch. In the dirt, count goes full, 3-2. And Alex Wooten on deck.
King did not get a hit last game. He was 0 for 3.
Well, he draws a walk here.
So he finally reaches base in game number 2.
Runners at the corner with 2 down. And the 8th hitter of the inning will come to the dish as Frank Jagoda is going to come out and check on his right-hander.
Yeah, rocky start for Iannella, and if we remember last Sunday in game number 2, I think Iannella had somewhat of a inauspicious start before he settled down.
Oh, I'd have to go
back to your game log and check it out, but I could have sworn that he may have given up at least 1 run in that game number 2 last week. But I could be wrong. It's all a blur after an hour, let alone a week.
Iannello went 4 2/3 innings, only gave up 1 run back last Sunday. So it's definitely a different development here. than last week.
Well, now he's focused on just trying to get this final out after giving up the 3 runs.
Alex Wooten, the third baseman. He is the 8th Pilot to hit this inning. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. And the first pitch is taken for a strike, 0-1 the count. Wagner on deck. It's already been a long afternoon for Ianello, not even out of the first inning. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Weeks calls everybody off and puts it away for out number 3. 3 runs come across on 4 hits. The Newark Pilots take a 3-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Skunks coming to bat.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
And welcome back to Detrick Park. This broadcast is brought to you by Wegmans, proud sponsor of CCS-TV's coverage of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. At Wegmans, every day you get our best, from farm-fresh ingredients to helpful people who care. Stop in today and see how Wegmans is helping people live healthier, better lives, one meal at a time. Food you feel good about. That's Wegmans.
All right, let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Leading off and playing third base, Brady McGuire. Jacob Haynes, the designated hitter, will bat second. Ben Slanker of the new Tarp Skunks acquisition will bat third, play left field. Justin Bremner bats fourth and right. Nathan Borchardt goes to extra hitter. He will bat fifth. Nolan Smith drops to sixth and will play first base. Brady Marshall bats seventh at shortstop. Ransom Lindquist at catcher will bat eighth. Second baseman Eric Weeks bats ninth, and batting 10th is Matthew Dumas in center field as Brady McGuire stands in. First pitch by Eshelman, taken outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Liam Eshelman, the starting pitcher for the Newark Pilots, comes in with a 1-0 record, 3 ERA, as that one's taken for a strike. Hasn't had a lot of appearances. This is only his third appearance, second game started.
Maybe a late arrival on the team?
Yeah. Still got a couple of those floating around out there, I'm sure. There's a few teams that are still waiting for everything to come together.
McGuire was 2 for 4 last game with 2 singles.
So there's a foul off to the right side. Giving chase is Wooten, but he runs out of room. It falls. And it's 1-2 to Marshall. The pitch. Curveball, grounded foul, just foul on the third base side. McGuire waits. The pitch. There's a drive out into right field. Brown underneath it puts it away for out number 1.
That'll bring up Jacob Haynes, who was the catcher last game but is DH this game. Last game, Haynes was 2 for 3. He had a sacrifice in there as well. 2 singles, scored a run, drove in a run.
So now the leader in RBIs and home runs for the Tarp Skunks stands in. He pops it up on the infield. It'll be Hector to the second baseman to put it away. And quickly there are 2 down here.
Now Ben Slanker stepping up to the plate. He's out in left field today, and he's making his start, his first start in the Tarp Skunks uniform. He had his first at-bat last game. He was a new addition to the team this weekend, and he got off on the right foot with a base hit to help that rally in the bottom of the 6th inning in game number 1.
As the first pitch taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Slanker, the new addition, filling the roster holes left by Ty Lagoni and Cole Swift, who departed the team earlier this week. As that one's fouled off to the left and will drift out of play.
Well, it was out of play, but the third baseman actually had a chance at making the catch there. The tarp was in his way, and that kind of threw him off, but it dropped actually right in front of the tarp. So it was in play, but he couldn't make a go at it. All the same, it's 0-2 now against Slanker.
And the pitch. Outside, try to get him to chase. Would not pull the trigger, and so goes 1-2 now. One, two, missing 2-2. The pitch. Curveball missed badly. 3-2. You could see it coming out of the hand. It was going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitch. There's a line drive out into right field. Brown almost overruns it, but puts it away for the final out of the first inning. Nothing doing for the Skunks. We head to the top of the second inning. 3-0 Newark.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
And welcome back to Detrick Park as we start inning number 2. Tarp Skunk Baseball on CCS-TV is brought to you by Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren or online at schultzauto.com.
Due up for the Pilots, it's going to be 10-1-2 as Brown, DiGiacomo, and Loyal come up as the first pitch to Brown from Nick Iannello is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Or make that Wagner. Yeah, it was Wagner, Brown, and DiGiacomo. I was one off. As there's a base hit into center field, and the leadoff single puts one on now for Jason Brown, the right fielder.
Yeah, Wagner didn't waste any time there. Saw the pitch you liked and drove it up the middle. And different inning, same story here for Nick Iannella. That was his 5th hit given up.
Time called as something made its way onto the field. So runner at first, nobody out. And the first pitch. Just misses off the plate. 1-0 the count. For Brown, did not play in game 1. Getting his first at bat of the day. And the pitch. Just missing low. 2-0. Top of the order on deck. Wagner takes a short lead off first. As that one misses 3-0. And you have to wonder, after game 1, how much indulgence. After game 1, how much with Nick Iannella here. Pitch. Called strike 3-1.
Well, there is action in the Skunks bullpen already, so if that gives you any indication, he's got him on somewhat of a short leash.
I think Coach Jagoda knows what's on the line here. And the pitch. Inside for ball 4. First 2 runners get on against Iannella.
It could be any number of things, too. I mean, baseball players are used to playing in the summer. They're used to playing in warm weather, but sometimes when you get a hot day like today, it can just throw you off your game a little bit, and that could be what we're seeing in the case of Nick Iannella right now.
As Frank Jagoda does make the Schultz Auto call to the bullpen, we're going to step away, find out who the next pitcher is when we come back. 3-0 Newark.
I've definitely got more comfortable being in front of the camera, and I got to meet new people.
If you are into cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands, secure rebates and incentives, and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
New Tarp Skunks pitcher is the right-hander Sam Rickman. For Rickman, this will be his 5th appearance. No record with a 7.56 ERA in 8 1/3 innings. Of work, he has given up 8 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned, has walked 4 and struck out 6. He will face the top of the order with Nick DiGiacomo coming up. Struck out his first time up, and the Pilots with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 2nd inning.
Well, a good opportunity for Rickman to try to get his ERA down a little bit here and help save his team and keep them in this ball game. As we noted last game, you can never count the Tarp Skunks out no matter how many runs they are down. But trailing at 3 runs right here, they definitely need to recapture some momentum, and it could start with bringing in a new pitcher and calming the waters, so to speak. So Sam Rickman's just got to be on point. He's got to be focused and try to retire these 3 batters he's going to be facing. Hopefully the 3 batters in a row and get out of this inning. We'll see what happens here as the next batter steps up to the plate. It is the top of the order now with Nick DiGiacomo stepping up. He struck out looking to start the ball game, and then the wheels somewhat fell off for Nick Iannella after that first batter he faced last inning.
All right, so Rickman now with nobody out here, runners at first and second, facing the top of the order. And the first pitch comes way inside for a ball, 1-0. Tarp Skunks were down 3 late in game 1, came back with 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning, take the lead and eventually win it. So 3 is not an unsurmountable number. Is that one way outside for a ball? 2-0.
Rickman trying to find the sweet spot here. The first pitch was well inside. That one was well outside. So maybe this one will be just right. Not too hot or not too cold. Looking for that Goldilocks zone here. Here we go.
And that one just missing off the plate, 3-0.
DiGiacomo is going to get the red light here, and let's just see if Rickman can deliver.
It's one of those gotta-have-it strike moments. And there's the gotta-have-it, 3-1. And that's the key. You know, it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like everyone who's been on the mound for the Skunks today seems like they're trying to throw a little extra hard today.
Yeah, it does seem somewhat forced, and there's a walk. So bases are now loaded with no outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. And Cooper Loyal, who got things going for the Pilots last inning, steps up here. He got a base hit and eventually scored the first run of the ball game. He has a chance to add to this 3-run lead right now with the bases fully juiced. And again, no outs here in the top of the 2nd.
So Rickman looks in. First pitch. Loyal takes for a strike, 0-1. Maybe not a bad approach, taking that first pitch. Make Rickman earn you swinging at the ball. And he might have just earned that right here. The 0-1. Fouled back, 0-2.
Good position here in the count, and now he can play around a little bit with his delivery. Not try to force anything, but hopefully make the batter chase one of these next couple of pitches.
The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, gloved by Marshall, throw to second for 1. They will get the 1 out as a run comes in to score. As Wagner comes in, Brown wiped out on the 6'4 fielder's choice.
DiGiacomo was taken off a second, and Brown is now on third.
Brown on third, DiGiacomo.
Which is nice because DiGiacomo is getting more and more difficult for me to say every time I say his last name. So he's off the board. I don't have to worry about that. And now we have Anthony Hector at the plate.
Hector stands in, takes the first pitch he sees for a strike. 0-1 the count. He popped out to short his first time up. Pilots getting a run across here, now 4-0. And the pitch.
And Dre almost lost his head here, but just a bit outside of our press box window, maybe by about 2 or 3 inches.
I had flashback, like strong PTSD flashbacks. That ball was coming right for my face.
It looked like it was trailing our way.
As there's a chopper to the pitcher to throw to second. Rickman heads up, looking Brown back to third and getting Loyal at second on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, nice job by Rickman there. A little precarious with that throw there. Almost pulled the second baseman off the bag, but whatever works. Nice job of chasing the runner back and then getting the runner on his way to second. So 2 down now, and this would be looking good for the Skunks if they can get out of this just allowing 1 run here after the bases were loaded with no outs just a few moments ago.
So now Zeiser stands in. Parker Zeiser with a double and an RBI. His first time up takes a strike. 0-1 the count. 2 down, runners at the corner. Top of the second inning as that one's taken for a strike. 0-2.
Rickman seems to have settled in a little bit here with some of these more recent pitches that we've seen.
Sometimes it's just a matter of finding your rhythm, finding your release slot. And there's swing and a miss for strike 3 to end the inning. A run comes across on a hit. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 Newark.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
And welcome back to Detrick Park. San Filippo Solutions, your whole home energy contractors. BPI Gold certified, willing to help solve any energy efficiency problems your home has. Visit us at makemecomfytoday.com and we will help you find a San Filippo solution for your home needs.
It'll be Justin Bremner, Nathan Borchardt, and Nolan Smith due up for the Tarp Skunks, trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader. First pitch is taken outside for a ball, 1-0. There's
nice
a line drive into left field. That's a base hit.
Nice stroke by Bremner here to get things going to start off the bottom of the second inning.
His first hit of the day, he went 0 for 2 in game 1. So that's going to bring up Nathan Borchardt, the extra hitter. Did a good job catching in game 1. Or, no, my apologies, that was Jacob Haynes.
Yeah, I think Borchardt was also extra hitting last game.
Yeah. There's a line drive out of play foul to the left. That's right. He's getting kind of the day off from behind the plate. It's Jacob Haynes and Branson Lindquist getting the reps behind the dish. And Borchardt's earned it. A breaking ball comes in for a strike. 0-2 the count. Borchardt has put in a solid performance, not just today, but this entire season behind the dish. Doing it at the plate as well as that one comes in and misses. 1-2.
Well, it's nice to have one solid catcher in your lineup And another one you can fall back on, but it seems like the Skunks can go either way with either of their catchers.
There's a foul down the left field side. And we'll do 1 and 2 again. Let's not forget, it's not just the pair. Let's not forget Lindquist.
Who's getting the start, in this game.
Yeah, he's the youngest of the three. So there's a line drive into right field. Going back on it is Brown. It's over his head. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding third and heading to the plate is Justin Bremner. The throw coming in is going to be way too high. It gets behind the catcher. Coming in and scoring on the area's Borchardt. A triple with an RBI and a run scored, and it's 4-2.
Just like that, they've cut the lead in half. Great job by the Skunks and great job by Borchardt. We got to start complimenting him more often. Dre, you said it, he's really a solid player at bat. That's why he's in at extra hitter today, in spite of not getting the start behind the dish. And that bat is definitely needed today with a nice triple and then a heads-up play to see the ball go past the catcher, and he took advantage of it.
As Nolan Smith comes up and wraps a loud base hit out to right field. Brown in to cut it off. 3 consecutive hits, and I would be remiss if I did not mention that Nathan Borchardt's triple adds $10 more to the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown Fund. Every extra base hit, CCS-TV donates $10 to the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown, now up to $340. As Brady Marshall stands in now, takes the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. Definitely a tale of 2 innings, as that one comes in and hits Marshall. So now 2 on with nobody out. Liam Eichelman pitched perfect in the first, 1-2-3, and now has put 4 consecutive Tarp Skunks runners on for Branston Lindquist. And we have a beer run going here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Well, since most of these guys are not 21, so we got a root beer run.
Yeah, root beer, better well phrased, Jared.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eichelman here's got to settle down a bit. No outs, and already given up 2 runs.
As that one comes in, another breaking ball, and you could see with his breaking ball, he tips the pitch. It's coming out way early, and it's not like
It's almost like he's shoving it too, rather than just a clean throw.
Yeah, like I'm pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, like a Tim Wakefield knuckleball. I'm not saying he's doing a knuckleball, but the motion looks similar.
Yeah, swing and a miss on another off-speed pitch. 2-1 for Branston Lindquist. Lindquist coming in at a 364 clip.
Good eye there by Lindquist, watching it go low and inside for another ball. So 3-1 the count here. 1 pitch away from potentially loading the bases with no outs.
Lindquist does have a double and a triple, a couple of RBIs, including an extra base hit here at Detrick Park. In the 3-1, takes it high. And now the forest full of Skunks with nobody out. And once again, with the bases loaded, that's going to bring up Eric Weeks as we're going to get a conference at the mound.
And probably necessary. I know they do have a pitcher warming up out there in the bullpen for the Pilots. I'm not sure they're going to bring him out here, but they appear that they will leave him out on the mound.
Yeah, that's more of a check-in, how you feeling,
Well, number 22 is warming up in the bullpen for the Pilots. And I don't have a 22 here on my roster. I do. Grant Ingram There's listed as a utility player. And it looks like that is 22 warming up out there.
We got another one out there, too.
Okay.
I think 34 as well. Caught a glimpse, not sure, but.
Well, back to the action here. Eric Weeks is now at the plate. Base is loaded. He's in a familiar situation here. No outs either.
Could tie up the ball game with a base hit, and the first pitch is a breaking ball inside. And again, you could see it coming out of Eshelman's hand.
Yeah, after a relatively short, abbreviated first inning with 3 batters up and 3 batters down, we've seen every batter reach base here for the Skunks. There's a strike. We've seen a base hit, a triple, another base hit by a pitch, a walk just now with Lindquist, and now we'll see what Eric Weeks does.
And the pitch, way outside, 2-1. Nolan Smith at third, Brady Marshall at second, and Branston Lindquist at first. 2-1 to Weeks. We had a grand slam last night in Niagara. And the pitch. High fly ball, center field. Going back on it is DiGiacomo. He makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Nolan Smith. Brady Marshall advances to third on the sacrifice fly. And give Eric Weeks a sacrifice fly and an RBI, 1 down for Matt Dumas. Or I should say Matthew Dumas.
So Marshall is now at third. Lindquist advanced over to second. So a very productive plate appearance for Eric Weeks.
3 runs across, and the first pitch to Dumas. There's a little flare out in the left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Coming in to score is Marshall. Dumas going to advance to second on the errant throw down to the catcher. So a single and an RBI for Matthew Dumas. This ball game is tied at 4.
Just like that, the Tarp Skunks found a way to get back. And they may not be done yet. Just 1 out here. And runners in scoring position at second and third. If you're keeping track at home, we now have Lindquist at third. And Dumas over at second. We're back to the top of the order with Brady McGuire at the plate.
So McGuire stands in. First pitch comes in. There's a ground ball fouled on the third baseline just behind Branston Lindquist. 0-1 the count. McGuire, the 8th hitter to come up here for the Skunks in the inning. Is that one taken up high for a ball, 1-1, just the kind of answer that they wanted. And again, you know, you come into the bottom of the second inning down 4-0. And a lot of fans for a lot of teams would turn the ball game off at that point. As there's a high fly ball out to center field, DiGiacomo makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is Marshall. Lindquist scores. Dumas goes to third. And on the sacrifice fly, it is 5-4.
Just good baseball at this point for the Skunks, and we are now 2 batters away from going through the order here in the second. Jacob Haynes is the 9th batter of the inning. Ben Slinker on deck will be the 10th batter if he makes it. 2 outs here. Runner at third. Skunks now up by 2 runs.
Haynes stands in, waits. There's a line drive, 1 hop to short. Loyal has it, spins throw to first in time. And the inning is over, but the Tarp Skunks do the damage. 5 runs on 4 hits. 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's 5-4 Jamestown.
with location in Jamestown, Olean, Gardner, and Warren.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back on CCS-TV. It's Sebastian Gibbs with Tarp Skunks fan Levi. Levi, what is your favorite thing about the Tarp Skunks?
When I get to see home runs.
Nice. And then who is your favorite player and why?
Justin Bremer, because he's very nice to me and he gives me baseballs.
Okay, thank you for the interview. Back up to the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Sebi, as we go 5-6-7 2 up for the Newark Pilots. Facing Sam Rickman, it'll be Brooks, Paletto, and King. Nick Iannello started the game, struggled a bit, and had to get pulled after about an inning and a third. Get the actual line on him here. One full inning. 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned given up by Iannello. Rickman has come in and has pitched a solid inning in relief. First pitch to Noah Brooks. Taken for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Brooks hit a double back in the first inning. Drove in an RBI and also scored a run.
As that one taken for a strike, 0-2. Remember a couple of times last year, late in the season, late at night, calling Noah Brooks' extra base hit to bring the Tarp Skunks back into a ball game or put them ahead. But as is life, everybody moves on.
Still tough to see him go. He's a solid ball player.
There's your Zen wisdom of the day as the 1-2 pitch misses low, 2-2. Tarp Skunks need a good performance out of Rickman to try to limit the use of the bullpen. As Brooks pops that one up, shallow right field. Bremner calls for it, makes the catch, and there's one away.
Paletto will be coming up to bat now, the left fielder for the Newark Pilots. He also hit a double back in the first inning, that inning that yielded a total of, 3 runs?
3 runs,
and then
4 hits.
Yeah, another run scored in the second inning.
Yeah. Give a lot of credit to the Newark Pilots. They're a scrappy club. This is the first pitch taken for a strike, or swung on a miss for a strike.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I know a lot about New York State, and I can point out a lot of communities, but I always have a hard time figuring out just where Newark is located. I know where New Jersey, Newark is located.
Ground ball to first. Smith will take it to himself to the bag for the second out of the inning.
But I bring that up because, from what I remember, it's a fairly long drive to get out here to Jamestown, which is the westernmost team, with the exception of maybe over in Canada now.
No. We've got them beat by about 1/3 of a parallel.
Oh, all right.
All right. If you want to get technical about it, it's close. But so the thing, when you get over Canada, I thought it was you ended up going more west. It's actually just straight up north. So that's a good question as far as who has the most westerly team, as that one's fouled off into traffic. 0-1.
Well, I think the western edge of New York State, the western border of the county, is established by the western end of Lake Ontario. And so that being said, that's why I assumed that the team from Canada was west of Lake Ontario, but they might be just a little bit south of it. And they could be hanging over it. So I'll have to look at a map next when I get home and have some free time in between Tarp Skunk games.
0-2. Oh, not sure where exactly that one missed. May have been a little off the plate. And it's 1-2. Rickman looking for a quick inning here. That one's up high, 2-2. Tarp Skunks used quite a few pitchers yesterday. Hunter Bell, Cole Schwokcho, Eddie Delansky, and Will Taylor. Delansky and Taylor came in and did a lights-out job. As there's a line drive out into center field, that is a 2-out single for Brady King. And that's going to bring up Alex Wooten.
Wooten popped up to end the first inning, his last plate appearance, the first baseman for Newark. Now with 2 outs and a runner at first, he steps up to the plate to face Rickman.
Coming into this game, Newark had only scored 156 runs as a team batting .273. The Tarp Skunks as a team, 190 runs batting .305.
Oh, that's quite a difference.
Big difference. 1-0 to Wooten. Runner takes his lead off first. And the pitch. Check swing foul. It goes to the backstop, 1-1. Don't forget to come out tomorrow night as the Auburn Doubledays come into Detrick Park, 6:30 p.m. for the first pitch. It's going to be $2 night. $2 bleachers, soda, beer, and hot dogs. You're not going to want to miss that as the Tarp Skunks face a division rival who may or may not be nipping at our heels coming in, depending on the outcome of this game. And the Niagara Ironbacks come in on Friday as that one's grounded foul, just foul on the third base side. Nice diving stop attempt by Brady McGuire.
Be a little warm tomorrow, too. I think it's going to be just as warm, if not slightly warmer, than it is today. So having $2 beverages will help to cool things off a little bit if you do decide to go to the ballpark tomorrow night. Maybe I'll see you down there.
Well, you'll definitely see me, as that one's up 3-1, or 3-2. There are times where I think if I could just set up a cot in here, then that way I'm already here for the game. As that's popped up on the infield, Nolan Smith calls it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs a hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Tarp Skunks lead 5-4.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. Graduations, weddings, and bridal showers. The DoubleTree by Hilton is your destination for all events. Let their experienced event team help you put together your special event and take the worry and stress off your shoulders. Now offering specials for company events and parties, so stop by or call today. The DoubleTree by Hilton, 150 West 4th Street in downtown Jamestown. We got Sebby Gibb back up here in the press box now after spending some time roving the sidelines, and you might have been better off, Sebby, down on the sidelines. A little warm up here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's a warmer. Kind of like a hot box. But you were here, Friday night?
Yep.
Thursday night, I should say, when there was fireworks. And it was a little warm that night, too, so nothing you're not used to.
Yep. Yeah, it's been an exciting one so far. Tarp Skunks came back down 4-0. The last game, they came back again. It was exciting. 12 base hits or whatever. A lot of base hits. Great offensive game so far in both games.
New pitcher coming in for the Newark Pilots is Grant Ingram. Liam Eshelman goes 2 innings, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. 5 runs given up, 1 walk, no strikeouts on 37 pitches. And he is facing Slinker, Bremner, and Borchardt. Slinker, the only Tarp Skunk that did not hit in the 3rd inning. And it's 1-1 to the newcomer to the ball club. Again, in case you missed it, Tyler Goney and Cole Swift departing the club for injury and personal reasons, which does happen to some teams at this point in the season. And Slinker, the new acquisition, and it seems to me that he's already fitting right into Frank Jacoto's program.
Did you say that Tyler Goney and Cole Swift left?
Yes, they have departed the ball club. Line drive down the right field line. That is going to be extra bases. Hit the bag at first and turning the corner is Slinker. He's going to have a shot at third as the ball is slow to come back to the infield. A stand-up triple for Ben Slinker. Welcome to the Tarp Skunks, kid.
Making his presence known, he got a base hit last game to help out with that rally in the bottom of the 6th inning that the Skunks eventually won, and here he is stepping up to lead off the 3rd inning with a stand-up triple. I saw him going around first base, and not the fastest runner on the base paths I've ever seen, so I was wondering if he would make it to 3rd. He kind of ran out of gas there, but I tell you, he drove it all the way in the far corner in right field, and there was no way the ball would have came in time. He probably could have crawled to 3rd base and still made it in plenty of time. Great effort.
He definitely was chugging around second base as Justin Bremner stands in. Takes the first pitch he sees for a ball. Bremner with a leadoff single and an RBI back in the 2nd inning. He got all of this started for the Tarp Skunks. Looking to extend the lead here as there's a fly ball out in the right field. Brown and Diagiacomo converging. Brown makes the catch, and because of the delay, Slinker able to just trot home on the tag. Sacrifice fly for Justin Bremner. Give him the RBI, and it's 6-4.
Getting that insurance run here in the middle of the game number 2. The Skunks offense not slowing down at all, and now Borchardt stepping up, the extra hitter. He got a triple in the 2nd inning and scored a run, also drove in a run. And nobody on the base paths now with 1 out.
There's a ground ball, just foul. And despite the protests, that was actually the right call.
Oh, certainly. It looked like the ball was basically 6 inches, maybe 5 inches in foul territory right off the first base bag.
If that, it was
close.
It was close.
But it was obviously foul from our perspective, and I guess on the field you might not have noticed that if you were a fan in the seat.
If it had crossed first base in fair territory, it would have been a fair ball. But just to the right of the bag as that pitch just missing the zone. All the way to the backstop. And it's 1-1. And again, for that extra base hit, that triple by Ben Slinker, $10 more into the fund for the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown. Now up to $350 on the season.
Triples are hard to come by. I would think you'd go at least $12 for the triple.
Well, here's the thing. Triples are normally hard to come by unless you're the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, who actually now have 10 on the season as a team.
So, is this a positional player pitcher? Because he was playing first base earlier.
Yeah, he's listed as utility on the roster.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were having a hard time finding them when we saw them warming up because there was no 22 listed under their pitchers. And then we found them under the utility section. So, plug them in.
Dom Costello, I guess.
Yep, it was board chart. Well, Eddie Delansky definitely fits that bill, who plays catcher and pitches.
Oh, sorry, I got him mixed up.
Oh,
Eddie
that's all right.
Delansky, I meant.
That's all right. It happens. I mean, it happens to me at least 3 times a game. So, I mean, who am I to?
It happens to me 3 times an inning. Noah Smith is the first baseman at bat. He got a base hit in the second inning and scored a run as well. With board chart now at first base after that walk.
So with board chart aboard, 1 on, 1 out, 1 run already across here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tarp Skunks looking to extend their winning streak to 8 games. As that pitch down low, delayed steal by Nathan Borchardt.
Delayed steal, but it worked because the catcher was in no hurry to release the ball. Zeiser kind of took his time throwing the ball, and so maybe that delay prevented, caught him off guard a little bit.
That's that heads-up aggressive style of base running that Frank Jagoda likes to employ. And definitely worked there, as there's a flare out in the left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Turning the corner and coming in to score is Borchardt. The throw into second is not in time. And an RBI double for Nolan Smith makes it 7-4 Tarp Skunks, and $360 now in the pot for the Boys and Girls Club of Jamestown.
Very aggressive base running by Noah Smith there. I thought they may have been able to get the tag on him, but with just 1 out, why not give it a try? He drove in the run as well. So nothing ventured, nothing gained, and now we have another runner in scoring position, already up by 3 runs here and a chance to double them up. And just remember, it was only 2 innings ago the Skunks were down by 4 runs, and now they have a chance to be up by 4 runs here if they can keep this momentum going in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
As Brady Marshall stands in. Marshall, who was hit by a pitch and scored last inning, takes the first pitch he sees for a ball, 1-0. This inning kind of shaping up very similar to the second. And now runners at second. As there's a flare out to right field, Brown. Underneath it, he makes the catch. Throw into the infield as Nolan Smith does not tag.
Yeah, he was thinking about going there.
He might have gotten there because the throw came in well behind him. It didn't look like Brown was going to try to gun him from right field.
Well, Branston Lindquist stepping up now, the catcher. He walked and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. He's got a runner in scoring position here. We'll see if he can't get a hit and drive him in.
Base hit scores a run. 2 outs, as there's a ground ball right back to the pitcher, flips over to first, and the inning is over, but a couple of runs with a couple of hits, 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It's 7-4 Jamestown.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. Skunks fans, celebrate that win or eat your feelings with Honest John's. Crispy wings, melty pizza, and online ordering that's fast and easy. Visit honestjohns.pizza tonight. About ready to begin inning number 4 here, with the Skunks leading 7-4. Both teams with 6 hits, both teams with 1 error, but Jamestown taking full advantage of their hits and have a 3-run lead. Jason Sample up here in the broadcast booth along with Dre Guinness. Dre Guinness stepping out for an inning or two, but we do have Sebby Gibbs up here helping out as well with color commentary. I guess that means it's my duty to do the play-by-play. I'll try to do Dre some justice here with Rickman on the mound for the Tarp Skunks, ready to deliver against Newark. And it's Wagner at the plate, who got a base hit and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Wagner's the extra hitter for the Pilots.
Yeah, so at this point in the game, as that one's up high for a ball, at this point in the game, Sam Rickman is at 32 total pitches as Nick Iannello got to 41. So I'm not sure how big of a leash Rickman's going to be on here. If he's on the same as Iannello, they will probably have a pitcher coming in for him this inning. As we'll see if there's any. There is
no action yet
in the bullpen.
That pitch was high for a ball, so 2-0 the count here. Or rather 3-0 the count. So Rickman here is going to have to deliver or else send a runner to first base. And he does with a strike right down the middle. Wagner with the red light. Now he's got a green light with the hitter's count, 3-1. Here's the deal. That'll be outside for a ball, and Wagner will reach first base on a walk. So 1 runner aboard here, and Jason Brown, the right fielder, now stepping up to the plate. And then on deck will be the top of the order, Nick DeGiacomo. But it is Jason Brown who got a walk and was stranded at third base back in the 2nd inning. Right-handed pitcher versus left-handed hitter here with a runner at first. Chops at that one.
And fouled back into the dirt.
0-1 the count.
So. Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Seb.
So Slanker, new arrival from Louisville, bigger school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's made his presence known already.
Yeah, with the triple earlier.
There's a chopper to the first base. Steps on the bag for 1. There's a tag for 2.
A
nice double play. And they're going to try to appeal this, and they're going to say, was it fair or foul? First baseman says he was fair. That's Smith on first base. But the umpire is ruling whether or not it was a foul ball or not. And now they are going to say it was a foul ball. The Skunks not too happy about it. A double play is nullified as that is being ruled a foul ball down the first baseline. It looked like Smith, the first baseman, did put his glove over in foul territory to snag the ball down, but I'm not familiar enough with the rules to know how they would warrant that. But the umpire sure is, and he's saying it was a foul. So that makes the count 0-2 now against Brown. He swings and a miss and goes down with a strike, so that's 1 away here. And the runner stays at first, and we're back to the top of the order. Nick DeGiacomo, the center fielder, struck out looking in the first inning, and he walked and then was tagged out at second in the 2nd inning. Seb, you looking at the replay there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it.
Let me know what you figure out. In the meantime, that ball was away for ball, so 1-0 the count here against De Giacomo, the center fielder, who had a really good game last game number 1 of this doubleheader. Rickman ready to deal.
So from the YouTube angle, you cannot see it because the camera was not there yet, but from this angle it did look fair to me, but umps called it foul.
Yeah, you can't get all the calls to go either way. I kind of felt the same way. 1-1 the count here. Here comes the delivery. Swung on and fouled back. Jamestown off to a slow start in this game and also in game number 1, but boy, did they turn it on in the second inning, scoring 5 runs and got 2 more runs in the third inning, and here they are up 7-4 against the Pilots. That was low and inside for a ball. 2-2 the count. Jamestown now with a 7-game win streak, going all the way back, I believe, to last Saturday, 8 days ago. They had a doubleheader a week ago today that they won both games with. And they really haven't slowed down much. Really the hottest team in the league, as Dre noted. And I'd have to agree.
Yeah, especially as there's not as many games in this league as there in other leagues. This is just a summer league. They're on a pretty lengthy win streak currently, and hopefully they keep it rolling in this one. They're up 7-4, bottom of the third inning. Or, excuse me, top of the fourth.
Here's a hit over to left field. Picked up by Slinker and brought in, so we now have runners at first and second with 1 out. Wagner advances to second, and De Giacomo is now at first, and that'll bring up Cooper Loyal, the shortstop. He got a base hit in the first inning and scored a run, and then was hit into a fielder's choice back in the second inning. Still no action in the bullpen.
Yeah, still no action
Skunks.
in either bullpen.
Here comes the delivery by Rickman. That'll be high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count.
For the Pilots, Grant Ingram, the utility pitcher, he's going to stay in for a bit longer, it looks like. Only at 17 total pitches on the day.
That was a nice hard fastball, but a little inside and low, so 2-0 the count here. This umpire has somewhat of a tight strike zone. I've noticed a couple of them that could go either way, but both of them were ruled balls. So as long as he stays consistent, that's fine.
Yeah. From being on the, as that one's outside for a ball, for being on the sideline essentially all day, there's been a lot of questionable calls today, to say the least. A lot of fans are getting a little upset with the umpire, heckling a bit, but
that happens in every game, though, too, right?
Yeah. A lot more than normal in this one.
Well, here comes the 3-0. Rickman delivers there, and that's called a strike, and that looked very familiar to some other pitches we saw that, again, were ruled a little too inside to be a strike. So all the same, Rickman did deliver there. It's 3-1 now with 1 out, runners at first and second. We'll see what Cooper Loyal decides to do with this pitch. He's getting the green light, obviously, with a 3-1 count. Here comes the delivery. That's outside for a ball. 4, and now the bases are loaded. Cooper advances to first. De Giacomo's at second, and Wagner now at third.
Honestly, that one looked, if it missed, it definitely missed outside. But honestly, it looked down the plate. Another questionable call there.
And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound, and we do have now somebody warming up in the bullpen, but the light pole is in our way here. So Frank Chigoda maybe just going out there to talk with his pitcher a little bit. I don't anticipate they're going to pull him. Rickman is doing an admirable job here. Remember, he came in with a runner at third and already down by 3 runs, and he's managed to not allow any runs score the plate, or rather cross the plate, since he's come on board, other than the one runner that was already on when he entered the ball game. So
yeah,
he's proven effective. They do have one out here, and he's just got to take it one batter at a time, and with a 3-run advantage, not let the wheels come off here. Even if you do allow one run, if you can get an out here, it could bode well to get out of this inning relatively unscathed. We'll see what he does against Anthony Hector, who flew out in the first inning and hit into a fielder's choice in the second inning. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but the bases are loaded with just one out. Here comes the delivery.
That one's outside for a ball. I believe in the bullpen. I could be terribly wrong here, but I believe that's number 10, which is Anthony Serrano. So
it is number 10, yeah.
If that's the pitching change, then that looks good for the Skunks. If that's who's gonna be the next pitcher, that one's fouled back. Serrano likes to throw a lot of fastballs, really pound the zone pitcher. And, I mean, on a lot of his pitches, it's not even question strike, so it shouldn't be that bad with his umpiring.
That one a little low, and it's going to be ball number 2. 2-1 the count with one out. Tying run at first base for the Newark Pilots. Rickman looking to deliver. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, and it's going to be a base hit into right field. One runner will cross the plate, and runner will hold up at third, but it gets past the catcher. Great job by Rickman backing up Lindquist, and that prevents another run from scoring. So a heads-up play by the pitcher Rickman, doing exactly what you're taught to do, back up your catcher, and it proved very effective there by only allowing one run to score. It could have been a lot worse, but we did see a base hit there by Anthony Hector, and it was Wagner who scored. DJ Acomo is now at third, and Cooper Loyal is at second base. And Parker Zeiser is stepping up to the plate, but we are going to see a new pitcher come in. And so with that, we will take a break. On the other side, we'll have a new pitcher with just one out, and the bases remain loaded. More to come right here on CCS-TV.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
And welcome back to Detrick Park as we have a new pitcher out there on the mound, number 10, Anthony Serrano from Columbia State Community College, finishing his warm-up here with the bases loaded and just one out on the scoreboard. The Tarp Skunks are up by 2 runs, but the lead run for the visiting Newark Pilots is now on first base, with the next batter stepping up here in just a moment. Jason Sample along with Sebby Gibbs with you. Also, Dre Guinness taking a break this inning. He will be returning a little bit later on in the broadcast. We also want to thank our roving reporters. Sebby was out there earlier, but also Gia Bell and Melina Singleton were out there as reporters. And, hey, why not give a shout-out to our producers? In game number 1, it was Dan Mealy. In game number 2, it is Justin Gould. Also, our graphics is Mike Kinney for both games. And our cameramen out on the field are Starvo Singleton, Jackson Kresge, who's done a great job this season, Tori Lundmark, Aiden Gerlinger, Justin Gould in game number 1, and Dan Mealy is now out there for game number 2. A great job by the CCS-TV crew. Of course, executive producer is Patrick Smeraldo. the greatest executive producer in the business. And I don't just say that for the free meals, Patrick. I honestly mean it. Here we go. Back to the action at hand. The warm-up is complete, and we have Parker Zeiser at the plate for Newark. He looks at the first pitch. It crosses and gets past Lindquist, and another run will score as a result. So an inauspicious start for the new pitcher here as his first pitch passes the catcher, and another run scores. So now it's just a one-run ball game, 7-6 to score.
Yeah, Anthony Serrano, 0 for 1 on the year. 3.2 innings pitched, which he usually relieves. I don't think he's gotten a start this season. He is, like I said, throws a lot of fastballs, pounds the zone, and as we see a fastball there.
And that's a deep hit into right center, caught by Dumas, who brings it in, but that is a sacrifice as the tying run now crosses the plate. That was Cooper Loyal, who crossed over the plate, and Anthony Hector will stay at second. 2 outs now, but a very effective sacrifice for Zeiser, who is able to get the RBI, and now we are all tied up at 7 apiece with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And number 19, the ever-dangerous Noah Brooks, the third baseman, stepping up to the plate with a runner at second.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, that runner was not on Anthony Serrano, so I believe that's earned for Sam Rickman. So,
yeah, that was a runner that
Rickman was responsible. That one's on the outside for a ball, or for a strike, excuse me.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The scoreboard is showing 1 out, but I do have the scoreboard on at the field here, but I do have 2 outs, and the production team has 2 outs as well, which is always great to be on the same page. Another strike down the middle, 1 and 2. You weren't kidding, Sebi, with your scouting report of our pitcher, Serrano. He likes to throw it right down the middle, hard and fast.
Yeah. It obviously wasn't his last appearance, but an appearance that I've commentated for. 9 strikeouts through about 4 innings.
And he caught him looking as well. So a little bit of damage here with 3 runs scored by Newark to tie it back up 7 apiece. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning in just a moment. More to come on CCS-TV.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or settling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome back to Detrick Park. It's a new day at Pearl City Hops, located in the Doubletree by Hilton at 150 West 4th Street. Go try their new food and drink menu offerings. Nothing pairs better than steak and frites with a smoked cinnamon cocktail. Come check out their Music Monday series on the 4th Street patio or Karaoke Thursdays. Pearl City Hops, where good times are always on tap.
Yeah, as we're back in the bottom of the 4th inning, 7 up. As we have Eric Weeks up to bat. Got to interview Eric Weeks.
Hit that grand slam the other night, right?
That was electric. 12-12 in the top of the 9th, made it 16-12 to close the game, essentially.
1 plate appearance in this game today, and that was a sacrifice with an RBI. So we'll see what he does here. And we still have number 22, Grant Ingram, on the mound for Newark, who is a utility player. There is some action in the bullpen. We may have a idea of who that is in a moment. There's a pop fly ball out into shallow right field. It's going to be caught by Brown for out number 1. So that'll bring up Matt Dumas here at the bottom of the order for the Tarp Skunks. And then on deck will be Brady McGuire, the leadoff hitter for the Skunks. In the meantime, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. Tarp Skunks trying to keep their win streak alive, currently at 7 games, and they're tied up at 7 apiece with Newark. Ingram ready to deal. Here comes the delivery. And that's going to be hit hard, just foul down the third base line into left field. So we'll do that over again with a count of 0-1 with 1 out.
Yeah, Grant Ingram only has 1.1 innings pitched. Or 1/3, I should say. 19 total pitches, so I don't think that a man being in the bullpen is that one's fouled back. A man being in the bullpen is really going to mean that he's going to be out this inning, as there's now no action. Maybe some stretching. But I think he'll be in for 1 more inning at least.
Yeah, Marcus Smith is the head coach for Newark, and he's probably just waiting to see how this inning plays out. There's a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout, and that's the first strikeout for Ingram this game. So even if you're not a pitcher by trade, you get a strikeout, that's always a good sign of your abilities. And that's 2 outs away here. We're at the top of the order with Brady McGuire.
Yeah, Dumas goes down at strikes.
McGuire is 0 for 1.
Yep.
He had a sacrifice in the second inning that drove in a run, and he also had a pop fly into right field in the first inning to lead off the bottom of the first.
That one's popped up high to center field. Caught by
D.G. Acomo.
Yep. D.G. Acomo.
So a 1-2-3 inning for Ingram, the utility pitcher for Newark, and now the Pilots have an opportunity to recapture the lead, 7-all, as we head to the top of the 5th inning. More baseball to come in a moment, right here on CCS-TV.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering, so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
And welcome back to Detrick Park. Jason Sample along with Dre Guinness and Sevy Gibbs as well, bringing you some baseball action here on a doubleheader Sunday. This is game number 2. We are now at the top of the 5th inning, and we're all tied up. Jamestown Tarp Skunks hosting the Newark Pilots, and Dre Guinness has returned.
Yeah, clear the brain chamber there for an inning. It's Anthony Serrano's first pitch to Palmetto, taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Newark able to tie up the ball game. Questionable call at first base that negated a double play early on. And I got to tell you, I was from my perspective, because where I was standing at that play, I was standing right behind home plate in the PA box. And it looked like, and this may not be the most popular opinion, but it looked like the home plate umpire did make the correct call, because Nolan Smith's foot was, the tip of his foot was in foul territory, and that would make that a foul ball. Very close, though, as there's a ground ball to second, picked up by Weeks, throwing to first. One down here.
Now, we did not see that. Both Sebi and I felt that it looked like a fair ball to us, and it should have been a double play, but we also did not note the placement. And Sebi looked for it, giving Sebi credit, looked for it on a replay, but we just didn't have the camera angle to see it properly.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a close play. It could have gone either way. And you know me, I'm not normally one to give an umpire a pass, as that one's fouled onto Faulkner Street. One hop into was at the JCC Business School?
Manufacturing Technology Institute.
Yeah, one hop into the window. So if they come in tomorrow and there's a broken window, it wasn't vandals, it was just baseballs. That one's taken for a strike 0-2.
Yeah, I was looking for that replay. Sadly, production team couldn't get it.
Well, I mean, even if they got it, the level of detail, you would need an 8K camera zoom in on the bag to be able to it was not like very obvious, but it was slight enough to notice.
Yeah, and that's why you can do that in the MLB, but not here.
Called strike 3, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning as King goes down looking.
That's the second time Sereno got somebody looking. Noah Brooks went down looking to end the 4th inning as well.
Well, Anthony Serrano doing what Anthony Serrano does.
K.
Yep. Might start calling him Special K, because he delivers the strikeouts. I'm all over the place with the nicknames this week. We got the Godfather now in Dom Costello.
How'd that come up?
Special K?
Yeah, Special K. Oh, you didn't hear the story.
No, I did not have the mic yet.
So I'll share the story again for those that might have missed Game 1. Went to Canada yesterday to watch the Skunks and Ironbacks, and the PA announcer, as there's a fly ball into center field.
Dumas under it?
Caught by Dumas, and the side's retired. Nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 7.
I've definitely got more comfortable like being in front of the camera, and I got to like meet new people.
If you are into like cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands. Secure rebates and incentives and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
And welcome back. CCS-TV is your home for local student voices, community highlights, and live sports coverage. Watch us on Roku, YouTube, your mobile device, or at ccs-tv.com. And don't miss out on exclusive content. Follow at CCS Television on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. CCS is the exclusive home of Tarp Skunk Baseball in 2025 and beyond.
Tarp Skunks fans, don't miss the opportunity to come out and support your Jamestown Tarp Skunks tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. as the Auburn Double Days come into town to take on the hometown Jamestown Tarp Skunks $2 night, which means $2 bleachers, hot dogs, soda, and beer. Come on down. You do not want to miss one inning of action as Jacob Haynes stands in against Grant Ingram.
Haynes 0 for 2 on the game.
So there's a breaking ball missing way high, 1-0.
Impressed with number 22, Grant Ingram, who is not your typical pitcher. He's more of a utility player on this team, but Sebi looked at the numbers. He only had like maybe 20 pitches all season long up to this point.
No, this game I was saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, he, one of those utility guys that you have the luxury of bringing in on games like this so you're not eating through the rest of your bullpen. And has done an admirable job so far. Definitely see, though, he does not have much velocity on the curveball.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, you got to say he's tired. He played first base almost the whole game, I believe, last game. Hit, and now he's playing pitcher. I bet he's a little gassed out there.
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference being on the mound as opposed to standing at a position. But even in this heat, both are going to drain you.
Yeah, especially in this heat.
As Haynes pops one up, foul territory going out is Wooten, makes the catch for the first out.
They'll bring up the newcomer, right, Slanker?
Yeah, with one away, that's going to bring up Ben Slanker. Roped a triple.
Yeah.
Back in the third inning.
Showed off his quickness.
Came around to score.
Yeah.
Stands in. 2 for 3 in his Tarp Skunks career so far. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
It's his first official game today.
Yeah, he
last game, technically.
Yep, came in, got a bloop single. Welcome to the Skunks, kid. And then hit a triple and then just triggered my PTSD as that one's fouled back toward me again.
Where did that one hit? Because I had you guys in my ear. I just couldn't tell where it hit.
Apparently at the top. I don't know, because by the time it was like at neck level with me, I was halfway under the desk.
Yeah, it hit the frame of our press box entryway.
There's a fly out to left center field. That one has some distance on it, but Paletto tracks under it to put it away for out number 2.
Yeah, he definitely got some pop on that. Just couldn't get it over the wall.
Yeah, warning track shot is always pretty to look at as it ascends, but when it starts going down, you can kind of tell that it's just not enough gas.
Well, it tells you one very important thing, is that Slanker has Oppo Taco power.
And that's a good thing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
If you can put that one that far out opposite field, imagine what he can do when he pulls the ball.
Ah, good point.
As Bremner swings and misses at the first pitch he sees, 0-1.
I just don't think I ever heard it called Oppo Taco before, so I was a little thrown off, a little hungry at that point. Thinking more about food.
You get a 2-run or more opposite field home run. That's the Oppo Taco combo. There's a chopper foul. Comes with your choice of RBI and a side of beans.
No guacamole.
No, never. Guacamole's extra.
It always is.
Gotta hit a grand slam for the guac.
Well, then Eric Weeks is enjoying the guac today. So that one's another breaking ball missing up high.
Yeah, Nathan Bremner is 1 for 1 today. He did get a sacrifice in the third inning with an RBI. He also got a base hit and scored a run in the second inning.
And the pitch. Ground ball. Ooh, knocking the glove off of the pitcher. Inman throw on to first. They're going to say in time.
Yeah, that one was definitely a bit close.
Yeah, that one.
Does the glove get an assist?
The glove does get an assist, so we call that 1-4-3 to end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th inning, 7 apiece.
I've definitely got more comfortable like being in front of the camera, and I got to like meet new people.
If you are into like cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, you can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands. Secure rebates and incentives and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
And welcome back to Detrick Park. Tonight's coverage comes to you live from the Wegmans broadcast booth, where fresh calls meet fresh ingredients. Whether you're in the mood for a hot meal, a fresh salad, or a quick snack for the game, Wegmans has you covered. Helping you live better, eat better, and cheer harder. That's the Wegmans way.
As Anthony Serrano back on the mound for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, he will face Wagner Brown in the top of the order for DiGiacomo.
Serrano, 2 strikeouts so far in his efforts, coming in the 4th inning.
Gunslinger comes in throwing gas and missing up high for a ball, 1-0. Wagner did single and score back in the 2nd. Part of that big 5-run out, or nope, that was the Tarp Skunks with a 5-run outburst in the 2nd. What am I looking at? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and Serrano, from what I've seen from Serrano, he doesn't really walk a whole bunch of runners. There was one, I think I've only seen him walk one runner, and that was when he almost threw an immaculate inning.
And the next pitch hacked on and missed. 1-2, was it 2-1 the count? Let's see, for Serrano. See if I can pull up his stat line here. Ground ball off the foot. McGuire barehand is going to eat it. And that's an infield single.
Yeah, it looked like it came off of Serrano's right heel. And no worse for wear here. Not even anybody coming out to see if he's all right. So maybe he has a plate on the back of his heel or something, but seems relatively fine, shaking it off a little bit here. But
might have caught his spikes, which are going to add a little more insulation, protect that foot. So runner at first, nobody out here, top of the 6th inning. Serrano kicks and throws in the first pitch to Brown, sticking for a strike, 0-1. Serrano comes into this game with a 2.89 ERA, 0-1 record, 9 1/3 innings pitched. The difference is he's walked 4 batters, struck out 15. So definitely a gunslinger, will attack the zone, takes it personally if you get a base hit, as Brown squares the bunt, draws the infield in, pulls it back, taken for a ball, 1-1. Auburn tomorrow, $2 night. Niagara back here on Friday for Wegmans community buyout. Off on Saturday, and then back here on Sunday for Geneva, the doubleheader in Bark in the Park, bringing the 4-legged friends out to the ballpark to have a good time. Always a good time.
Yeah, and honestly, Matthew Dumas earlier in the game, he might have had the best bunt I've ever seen.
That was spectacular. Yeah. There's a little flare out to shallow center field. That's a base hit. Throw the bat head out and poke it to where they aren't. Now, Jason Brown gets aboard with nobody out, 2 on, and now Serrano working himself into a bit of a jam as DiGiacomo stands in.
Yeah, DJ Acomo struck out looking in the first inning, walked in the second inning, got a base hit in the fourth inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Also scored a run in there. Busy day in the outfield as well. Time is quickly called, and now DJ Acomo steps back up to the plate.
First pitch down, taken for a ball, 1-0. As both teams running out of time here. Serrano kicks and throws the pitch. There's a high fly ball. Right field, Bremner underneath it will make the catch, tagging and heading to third. And will make it as Wagner. Staying at first is Jason Brown. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Cooper Loyal.
Loyal had a base hit in the first inning, scored a run, hitting into a fielder's choice in the second inning, and walked and scored a run in the fourth inning. We'll see what he does here with the runners at the corners with 1 out. His team all knotted up with Jamestown at 7 apiece.
Serrano with a long look in. Runners at the corners, 1 away. And the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Serrano going to that rosin bag. Good to see, going to get a little bit more grip on that baseball.
Yeah, never a bad thing.
As that one at the knees for a strike, 1-1. And just goes to show that little extra touch on the baseball is a difference of an inch and a half, whether it catches the zone or just misses the plate. And the 1-1. That one missing inside, 2-1.
Close.
Hector on deck. It's been a tight afternoon, both games. No breathing room really for either team as that one comes in 3-1. So Serrano now stands in, gets the signs from Lindquist, and the 3-1 pitch. Check swing, he went around, 3-2.
We do have action in the Skunks bullpen too, but our good friend the light pole is in my way, so I couldn't really give you the number of who's warming up out there, but there is somebody tossing the ball out there.
3-2 the pitch. Up high for a ball. And now the bases are full.
And Anthony Hector stepping up to the plate.
Left-handed hitter, second baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. And Frank Jagoda is going to come out and check with Serrano to see if he's okay to continue.
And trying to get a number here on who's warming up. Thanks to the camera crew for helping us out. And it looks like it's
number 38, I believe.
38 for the Skunks. That would be Mark Holm.
Mark Holm.
Little southpaw from Niagara County Community College.
Yeah, and Mark Holm's one of the better closers for the Skunks. As Serrano will stay in the game, probably for the next inning. I'm sure Holm will be out after the next 3 outs.
Or at least the next batter anyway.
Yeah.
1 out here. Pilots 90 feet away from taking the lead.
First pitch by Serrano to Hector, taken for a strike, 0-1. Infield at double play depth. Outfield playing straight away. As that one taken for a strike, 0-2.
Bodes well for Serrano, up 0-2 on the count.
Yeah. So that conversation with Frank Jagoda seemed to have gotten him back toward the zone. And the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, I think Serrano needs to. I think he's going to try to pound the zone here with a fastball.
1-2. Strikeout would be huge here. And the pitch. Line drive to second. And it's off the glove of Weeks into center field. 1 run scores. The throw in is cut off. 2 runs coming to score, and it's 9-7 Newark.
Yeah, Wagner crosses the plate, Brown crosses the plate, and Cooper Loyal is now at third, and Anthony Hector at first. Could have been an inning double play, but just a bad bounce for Weeks there. That was a tough, no gimmies in this game, and that definitely wasn't a gimme there. A very tough ball to field, and I think they're going to give it a base hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it a base hit.
And that's exactly what they do. It is a base hit now with runners at the corner, still 1 out. 9-7 now, Newark with the lead.
Swung on hard and missed. Number 31, Parker Zeiser, got a double in the first inning. He's been relatively quiet since. He did get a sacrifice in the fourth and drove in a run.
That one right at the knees for a strike. 0-2 the count. And that bounce at second base, a little bit reminiscent of what we saw yesterday in that 10-run inning with Niagara, as that's cut on and missed for the second out of the inning. Just one little mistake that could have ended the inning, extends it and gives away free runs. As Noah Brooks stands in.
Yeah, if Weeks could just get his glove on that, then that would have probably been a double play to end the inning. But
it was one of those balls, and we see that a lot in this infield, where it'll take a hop and roll up the arm.
Yeah, unfortunate hop.
Oh yeah, as a former infield, I've had that happen to me a few times in my young career, and never fun. 0-2 now to Brooks.
Brooks got a double in the first inning, drove in a run, scored a run, and then he flew out in the third inning and struck out looking in the fourth inning to end that inning.
In game 1, he terrorized his former team, 2 for 3. Is that one outside for a ball? For the Tarp Skunks in the bottom of the inning, they'll have Borchardt, Smith, and Marshall due up. As there's a little pop-up to second. Weeks under it, puts it away. And the inning is over. 2 runs come in on a couple of hits. 4 of them, to be exact. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 9-7 Newark.
What's life like in Chautauqua County? It's where small-town charm meets world-class culture, where your downtime gets an upgrade across miles of lakes, state parks, and vibrant local vineyards, where you can live the high life at a low cost as your dollars go further and your roots grow deeper. Whether you're building a business or advancing your career, settling down or saddling up, choose Chautauqua County, where every step you take is toward the life you love. Start your next chapter at livechq.org.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey fans, looking for local stories, student shows, and community sports? You can stream all of our original content anytime on Roku, YouTube, our free mobile apps for iOS and Android, or online at CCS-TV.com. Plus, we're on social media. Follow at CCS Television on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to stay connected with everything happening at CCS-TV.
5-6-7 due up for the Tarp Skunks. Borchardt, Smith, and Marshall, as Grant Ingram still on the mound in relief. Does a phenomenal job keeping the Skunks quiet here. As the first pitch to Borchardt, outside for a ball. Borchardt with an RBI triple. Had a walk, couple runs scored. That one up high for a ball, 2-0.
Not sure what is happening, but...
Line drive into left center field. That is going to fall for extra bases. Borchardt will pull into second with a leadoff double. $10 more into the Boys and Girls Fund. And the Tarp Skunks in good starting position here in the bottom of the sixth.
Well, if you remember, they rallied in game number 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it started off with a base hit by Brady Marshall. And Borchardt here doing his part with a double to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. And it looks like Noah Smith is now at the plate.
Nolan Smith, the first baseman for the Tarp Skunks, takes just off the plate somewhere for a ball, 1-0.
Smith is 2 for 2 with a base hit and a double.
Runs scored and an RBI as well. He's had a productive game 2 here. As that one comes in, missing low, 2-0. And again, just not a lot of oomph on that off-speed stuff. Two and 0 the count. Borchardt leads off second. And the pitch. Taken for a called strike, 2-1. As the pitch comes in, there's a base hit into left field. Jagoda's going to hold Borchardt up at third, and that's not a bad idea as Paletto got that one in quickly. So first and third on consecutive hits now with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th, and Brady Marshall due up. We're going to get a visit to the mound as there is action in the Newark bullpen. And it looks like we are going to get the Schultz Auto call to the bullpen. That is going to be the end of the day for Grant Ingram. When we come back, we will get the name and number associated with the new Pilots pitcher. We'll be back in just a moment.
I've definitely got more comfortable like being in front of the camera, and I got to like meet new people.
If you are into like cameras and news and stuff, I would come here. You get to do a lot of cool stuff. You go to like one of those baseball games, usually you're just stuck in the stands. But with us, no. You can go on the roof or on the field.
If people want to learn more, you just have to go to CCS-TV.com.
Schultz is the place where you can not only find your next new car, You can customize it exactly how you want it. Build a vehicle from one of your favorite brands. Secure rebates and incentives and expect delivery within 6 to 8 weeks. Get the keys to your ride in-store or in your own driveway and enjoy a year of complimentary Schultz Auto Care. Walk in to view our exciting inventory of vehicles arriving daily, or schedule your digital consultation online today to discover why we say you can't beat a Schultz deal.
Dylan Kelly, the new pitcher for the Newark Pilots. Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about Dylan Kelly?
Well, Mr. Kelly is a right-handed pitcher. He's a junior, 6'7". He's a tall drink of water, 195 pounds. Plays ball at Alfred State, and he's from Rochester, New York, just to the northeast of Jamestown.
Comes in with a record of 1-0. This will be his 5th appearance, with 5 2/3 innings under his belt, rocking a 9.53 ERA. Has given up 10 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. And hitters are batting .400 against him on the season. So an interesting choice to bring in now with 2 outs, or 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, then the Tarp Skunks are still hitting like .300 as a team, so this is going to be interesting.
305 combined as a team coming into today. That's otherworldly.
Yeah, and they have a new arrival, so that brings it down a bit.
Not by much.
Yeah.
Considering he's 2 for 4 on the season, so it should pretty much stay about even. As Brady Marshall stands in now, runners at first and third. Nobody out here, and the first pitch from Kelly is a breaking ball off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
Nolan Smith represents the tying run over at first base. No outs. There's a good opportunity for them to advance them all the way across the plate.
Big gap out in right center field as the next pitch in the dirt and outside for a ball, 2-0.
Dre, did you see Justin Bremner broke his bat again?
No, I did not.
He broke it, the pink one.
Oh. Well, hopefully he saved that for me, because I'm trying to get a collection of broken bats signed by Tarp Skunks players. So 2-0 pitch, way off and outside, 3-0. And Dylan Kelly has been wild here early.
Yep. Bremner's back to a blue bat.
He's got the good pipeline for good baseball bats coming in. Is that one up high in a 4-pitch walk to load the bases? Forest full of skunks for the hometown hitter, Branston Lindquist. It almost feels like this moment has been set up for the hometown kid. Forest full of skunks, nobody out. Tarp Skunks down 2, looking to win their 8th consecutive ball game. Niagara Falls splitting with Niagara earlier today. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that finds the zone for a strike, 0-1. Batavia idle in the standings as they play the Buffalo Diesel in an exhibition game. Geneva and Elmira doing battle as well. But Auburn off today, Batavia statistically idle. The Tarp Skunks have their destiny in their own hands. Is that one way outside for a ball, 1-1.
Lindquist, by the way, is 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out in the 3rd inning. He did walk and score a run back in the 2nd. Somewhat of a quiet day. He can break it open here and with a base hit, scoring a run possibly 2.
I mean, even taking a walk will drive in a run. Take a run any way you get it. Ooh, is that one up toward his head? And duck out of the way, 2-1. Obviously not intentional.
Yes.
2-1 pitch. It gets behind. Here comes Borchardt in to score on the wild pitch. And it's 9-8 as everybody advances. And it's now 3-1 to Lindquist. Kelly with a long look in. The 3-1 pitch. Missing outside, ball 4. Lindquist is aboard, and the 4 is full of Skunks again. Bases loaded, and once again, Mr. Bases Loaded himself, Eric Weeks, comes to the plate.
Well, he's just chomping at the bit to have a repeat of what happened last night.
I've got a nickname for him, loaded up and ready, if he is able to clear the bags. 9-8, nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a battle here today, as that one taken for a strike, 0-1.
So, obviously, I know there's a grand slam. He hit a grand slam.
Yep.
Was there any doubt about it? Like, was it a shot, or did it barely make it over?
No, there was no doubt about it. It when it left his bat, it was loud contact, and it just had that trajectory. You knew that it was going to clear the fences. There's a ground ball to short. They're going to come home for one, not able to turn the corner for the double play. So Smith wiped out at home.
And Eric Weeks gets on base with the fielder's choice, right?
Yep, on the fielder's choice. The putout goes 6-2 as Marshall advances to third. Lindquist to second. Weeks to first. Only one out here as Matthew Dumas comes up. And again, Jason, it's one of those situations where you almost want to think safety squeeze here.
Well, Dumas is definitely the player to do that if you want to try to set that up.
Infield playing in, though, as the breaking ball missing up high, 1-0. And just watching Dylan Kelly, you can almost tell what's coming out of his hand just by his motion. Tipping his pitches. His curveball, he's a lot more straight up. His fastball, he dips down a little bit. There's that fastball. Taken for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, and Newark likes to tip their pitches a lot. There's a pitcher earlier today, I believe it was in the first game, tipped his breaking ball a lot. I could tell it from over there when I was doing media stuff.
Yeah, we made mention of that, too. We caught on that one, too. So that one outside, 2-1.
Yeah, it was noticeable at the least, and obviously it's noticeable for new pitcher, too.
It's just little ticks, little mechanical ticks. It's that one. Fastball inside and low. 3-1 now.
Well, threatening to walk in the tying run right now. So Kelly will have to deliver. Dumas can pick or choose what he wants to do here with a batter's count at 3-1.
With one out, there's going to be a swing and a miss, 3-2. I was going to say with one out, runners have to be careful on a fly ball. Be in motion on anything on the ground, but anything in the air, you got to make sure it's going to drop before you advance.
Yeah, and I think this at-bat is very crucial for the Tarp Skunks because down by one out, you don't really want to put too much pressure on the next guy with 2 outs.
So that one's fouled past first base.
So I think if Dumas gets on base here, I think it really takes the stress off everyone's shoulders, ties up the ball game, and gives this next hitter a good opportunity. Because if Dumas grounds out here, they have a good chance for a double play.
So here we go again, 3-2. Kelly looking in, Dumas waiting. Runners take their lead and the pitch. Called strike 3. And that one was right down the gut. Dumas just got fooled, and now there's 2 down.
Well, give Kelly credit for coming back on that series of pitches there. It was 3-1 count at one point, and he battled back and got the strikeout looking. So The Skunks down to their final out here in the bottom of the 6th inning to try to tie this up with the bases loaded, and their leadoff hitter, Brady McGuire, now at the plate.
Yeah, and Dumas going down on strikes there isn't the worst thing. Better than them getting a double play. Now they got another batter up to the plate.
As McGuire takes the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Tarp Skunks looking to at least tie it, taking it into the 7th inning. Base hit now, scores at least 2. There's a line drive into left field, but right at Paletto, he makes the catch, and the inning is over. Just one comes across. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Newark with a 9-8 lead.
At Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, we believe in supporting our community and helping you achieve your financial goals and strive to make a positive impact for our members and the community. Our mission is to empower individuals with the skills and resources necessary to achieve financial freedom. As our members and the community achieve their goals, we fulfill ours, creating a brighter future together. Southern Chautauqua Federal Credit Union, your partner in financial well-being.
Looking to feed the family, the whole team, or just your own hungry self? Honest John's has you covered. We're talking fresh-made subs, crispy wings, and pizza so good you might just start happy dancing. Trust Honest John's for takeout, delivery, and easy online ordering so you can get the goods without lifting more than a finger. Or stop in for our famous all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. From crispy wings to cheesy pies, Honest John's satisfies. Order now at honestjohns.pizza.
Seventh inning summary presented by Schultz Auto Group, a proud sponsor of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Visit any of our locations in Jamestown or Warren or online at schultzauto.com.
Well, summary, Pilots came out early with a 3-4 nothing lead. Tarp Skunks answer with 5 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Take a 7-4 lead, but the Pilots put 3 up in the 4th, 2 in the 6th to take a 9-7 lead. Skunks with 1 in the bottom of the 6th, and that's where we stand. Top of the 7th inning, Anthony Serrano on the mound. He will continue to pitch as due up for the Pilots, Paletto, King, and Wooten.
Jacob Paletto, a double in the 1st inning, flew out in the 3rd inning, and grounded out in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Looking to get things started here to add an insurance run or two for his team, the Pilots.
First pitch taken away for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, and I think this is a good situation for the Skunks because you have Anthony Serrano, and if all things go wrong, you have insurance, and Mark Holm can close for them. And 2 pretty good pitchers, that one's a strike. 2 pretty good pitchers to try to not let up runs, to try to get this offensive
Yeah, you got to give him a chance.
Get some points on the board to win this game.
There's a sword swing and missing that one, 1-2. All comes down to winning the inning. This is the final inning to win. As long as the Skunks can put up more in the run column than the Pilots, we might see a walk-off here tonight. Who knows? That one up 2-2.
First things first, though, they have to take care of business at the top of the 7th inning here.
Yeah, they got to win their first half. They got to defensively win this half of the inning. That one just missed. 3-2 the count.
Yeah, and I think manager Frank Jagoda knows that if Anthony Serrano doesn't get multiple outs, then Mark Holm probably needs to go in because they need to allow 0 runs this inning.
To second, Weeks throws out Paletto easily. And there is one away. Brady King due up.
Brady King walked in the 1st inning, got a base hit in the 3rd, and struck out looking in the 5th inning. 0 for 2 on the day.
Is there
I'm sorry, 1 for 2 on the day.
2 outs on the board or 1?
1 out.
Okay.
Top of the 7th inning, Serrano's first pitch taken for a strike. 0-1.
As there's some screaming in the crowd. Just
The fans are excited, Seti, and I am too.
Ooh, that one just missing on the inside. 1-1. It is bedlam and pandemonium happening out there on the third base bleacher side. Auburn tomorrow, Niagara on Friday upcoming. And next week, Geneva in for a double dip. Bark in the Park Day.
And Howard Emke Day.
And Howard Emke Day, yes.
Yep. Yeah, bring your furry friends to the park on the 13th. Is that one's called for strike, 2-2 count.
Wing and a miss. 22, yeah. I got my 2 four-legged friends, but I can't really bring them up into this broadcast booth because they would tear everything to pieces. Ground ball to Marshall at short. Throwing a first, pulls Nolan off the bag, but a nice tag. And puts Brady King away, 2 down.
Yeah, and what a tag by Nolan Smith. Had the leap up for the ball. Good effort by Brady Marshall. Couldn't really put it in spot. Nolan Smith leaps up for the ball, gets the tag in midair. And what effort by Nolan Smith.
Yeah, Smith is really looking sharp on first base. He's got a good range.
First pitch to Wooten, taken for a strike, 0-1. Yeah, Nolan Smith, I think quietly has been one of the most solid anchor pieces for the Tarp Skunks. Both defensively and offensively, as that one was taken outside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, Nolan Smith is easily one of the best hitters on the Skunks and one of the best infielders. He's amazing on both sides of the ball.
Curveball finds its way into the zone for a strike. 1-2 the count.
He's pretty agile and athletic for a first baseman is, what stands out for me.
For the Tarp Skunks in the bottom of the inning, it's going to be Haynes, Slanker, and Bremner due up. So power part of the lineup coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Serrano looking to head to the dugout with a 1-run lead. And, you've got to be kidding me, Blue.
Come on.
I haven't said much all night, but that was probably the biggest blown call I have seen all night.
Yeah, and that's a crucial one, too.
Sebi and I, while you were out, we mentioned the same thing, Dre, how he's a little tight with his strike zone and sometimes to the detriment of the Skunks. So that's a walk after the would-be strikeout was denied.
Yeah, and that's a very, very crucial pitch. 2-2 count with 2 outs on the board. That would have brought up Tarp Skunks' offensive unit. But just questionable call by the umpire. And I don't necessarily agree with that.
Very diplomatic way to say that. Questionable call as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Liam Wagner. He's had a couple of hits tonight. And the 0-1. That one's taken outside for a ball.
Yeah, Wagner has reached base and scored a run every time he stepped up to the plate. He did walk back in the 4th inning, but he got a base hit in the 2nd, base hit in the 6th, and he crossed the plate each of those times.
Swing and a miss. Finds himself down 1-2.
Is Mark Holmes still warming up? Just curious.
No, he's let up a little bit, but it looks like he was up until about the last batter.
He might be at the ready stage of his warm-ups.
Tarp Skunks need insurance here, especially if...
There's a fly ball out to left, but Slanker there to put it away, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The power for the Skunks due up. It's 9-8 Newark.
Welcome to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame, located at 15 West 3rd Street in Jamestown. Visitors will see photographs, awards, apparel, and other sports memorabilia. We invite all visitors to stop in the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame and learn about the sports history of Chautauqua County.
As we're back.
Bottom of the 7th inning. As the moon over Jamestown, not quite full, but the werewolves are howling in Jamestown as it's going to be Jacob Haynes, Ben Slanker, and Justin Bremner, 2, 3, 4 due up for the Skunks. Down 1, bottom 7 of this doubleheader with the Newark Pilots. Is the first pitch taken for a ball, 1-0.
Slanker got a triple back in the 3rd inning. He also flew out in the 1st inning and flew out in the 5th inning. So he definitely can drive the ball into the outfield. He's done it all 3 times at the plate this game.
And the pitch outside, 2-0. And
yeah, and at this point in the game, all the hitters need to be worried about is getting on base. You don't need to rip one and try to hit a homer and fly out. You just need to get on base because that's how you're going to get runs in, as that one's for a ball. 3-0.
Yeah, well outside.
Yeah, also, being very selective on the pitches that you swing at. Well, Dylan Kelly hasn't really given Jacob Haynes a whole lot of selection to choose from. 3-0, I would expect to see the red light here.
Yeah, and if Haynes gets on base here, that's good to lead off.
As a strike on the outside part of the zone, 3-1. 1 to tie, 2 to win here in game 2 of a doubleheader. Tarp Skunks won game 1, 9-8. Trail here 9-8. As that's a breaking ball that just missed on the inside corner. And Dylan Kelly just got snake bit by the same pitch Anthony Serrano did.
Yeah, that looked like a strike to me, but I'm not going to write a letter to the league and appeal by any means.
I will say this, at least it's consistent.
Well, that's true. So I gave Ben Slanker's stats for Jacob Haynes, so I'll do it again. Slanker flied out in the 1st inning, hit a triple in the 3rd inning, and flew out in the 5th inning.
Left-hander has some power here. First pitch way inside for a ball, 1-0.
Is Slanker the one who got the Taco Grande guacamole
the
Oppo
Taco?
The Oppo Taco, yeah.
Extra guac.
The Oppo Taco power.
Extra guacamole.
Yeah, let's see if he can pull one here. See what he can do against that right field fence. As that one swung on and missed. Tried to check his swing, but could not hold. 1-1.
And honestly, the spot where Slanker needs to put this is center left field. If he finds the gap between that, Haynes could probably find his way home, and that would get him a good start to this inning.
That's a good call there by Sebi, as Diagiacomo playing a couple of steps on the first base side out in center field. There's a huge gap out in left center field, as that one comes inside, 2-1.
Slanker has shown that he can hit it there. That's where his last hit went.
It's where he flew out about to the lake shore sign.
Yeah, right at the warning track.
2-1. Haynes takes his lead. And the pitch. It's a chopper to first. Kelly has it, throws on to first. Advancing over to second on the fielder's choice is Haynes.
So Nathan Bremner stepping up to the plate here with one out and a runner now in scoring position. Bremner got a base hit back in the second inning, sacrifice in the third, and grounded out in the fifth.
And a base hit here can tie the ball game.
Yeah, if Justin Bremner can get on base, ties the ball game, and you're guaranteed another inning.
First pitch up at his head, ducks out of the way. 1-0. Nathan Borchardt on deck. He would hit next.
Borchardt with a triple and a double, by the way, so far today, and a walk. Scored all 3 times he's been at bat or made a plate appearance.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Pitch, there's a line drive, foul down the third base line, and that one was not foul by much, if at all.
We'd have to look at the...
Yeah, it was not even a yard off, maybe a foot, if that.
I'm going to catch the delay here real quick, see if we can get a... Well, we're not going to get a view of it. Very close. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, it looks like it just barely missed foul. As if that went fair.
There's a weak chopper down the third base line. That one rolls foul. 1-2.
1-2 count. I think that I don't think you want to go out swinging for something that you can't hit, but I think you got to be selective with what you're going to swing at. You don't want to swing at a ball here. It's the last thing. You don't want to go out down on strikes because that would be the slippery slope for the Skunks.
At this point, just protection. Anything close you have to swing at. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out into right center field. Going back on it is Brown. He makes the catch. No, he doesn't. He drops the ball. He dropped the ball.
Did he drop or slip? It looked like he slipped, but yeah, they're calling.
They're giving. No, they're good. Are they giving that a hit?
The catcher is calling an out. I thought it was an out. I didn't think he dropped it. I saw him slip and fall, but I never saw the ball hit the ground. And now they're trying to sort it out as well out on the field. If he dropped it, was it a bang-bang drop, or did he take a few steps, slip and fall, and then it came out of his glove? And the umpire is going to confer with his home plate umpire, and Marcus Smith, the coach for Newark, is trying to straighten this out. He's saying it needs to be an out. It was a catch. He's saying he's out all day.
Yeah, he's telling the manager to get out of the way and let them talk. And, Newark may have a legitimate gripe here. Bremner may be out. Haynes would have and did advance on the perceived catch.
Right. He tagged up. It was caught, and then he took off from second base, so he is now at third regardless of what happens here. The question is it going to be 2 outs? And it is. They're going to rule it. They're going to rule it an out, a catch in the outfield.
And now they're going to try to say Haynes has to go back to second, and if that's the...
Well, they can't say that because he tagged up. Haynes is still at third base as we have this conversation. Frank Jagoda is now trying to get the situation straightened out. But from what I could tell, it looked like a catch. I mean, it does appear that it was the second out.
I mean,
but the runner needs to be at third base.
That was my initial reaction as well.
How can he see that?
I know that word.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm looking at the initial play.
He picks it up from the ground.
He does pick it up. He does pick it up off the ground. That ball should have been a hit. That ball should have been a hit. Looking at the replay. But now with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Nathan Borchardt with Jacob Haynes, the tying run at third.
Well, down to their final out here with a runner 90 feet away. Dylan Kelly has to be accurate here, and that was well outside with his catcher Zeiser doing all he could to keep it in front of him, but a passed ball will tie this game up. A base hit will tie this game up.
And honestly, you can't blame that catch on the umpire. I couldn't see that from here.
Fouled off to the left. 1-1 the count. You know, it's one of those, each side has a case. And the visiting team won this round.
I mean, but also Haynes got to stay on third.
Yeah, I mean, and plus there's nothing definitive that would be able to overturn it anyways. As that breaking ball misses low. 2-1.
Yeah, to me it looked like Brown caught it, slipped, and as he tried to catch himself from his falling, the ball came out. So to me,
which would not have been a transition. It would have been part of the actual initial
So
play.
they would have been ruled a hit.
There's a chopper toward first. This could do it. Grabbed by Wooten. He steps on the bag. And the Newark Pilots.
Wait a second. We've got it. We've got in another appeal here. It may have hit the plate, and it may be ruled foul. And that's what the batter is saying. Bremner's, it's Borchardt, right? Is indicating.
Yeah. Yep, they're gonna uphold it. As Frank Jagoda unhappy with the very unusual bottom of the 7th inning, but the Tarp Skunks drop game 2 of this doubleheader in controversial fashion. Their 7-game winning streak comes to a unusual end here, to say the absolute least. So the Tarp Skunks splits. They will remain 1.5 games back of Batavia in the standings, and we will have tomorrow's game between the Auburn Double Days and the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, 6:30 p.m. for the first pitch. It is $2 night. You are not going to want to miss that. Come on out and support your Tarp Skunks. For Sebby Gibbs, for Jason Sample, I'm Dre Guinness, saying good night, everybody, from Detrick Park.
This is CCS-TV, empowering voices, inspiring futures.